For more on this, I'm now joined by the chairperson of the African Diaspora Global Network, Mr. Vusumuzi Sibanda. Thank you so much and good evening. Welcome to Newzroom Afrika. Well, firstly,
good evening and good evening to the viewers, Mr. Chava.
Thanks for your time, Mr. Sibanda. Firstly, as Africa Diaspora Forum, what do you know about the foreign workers believed to be trapped at the back of what Minister Nxesi has said about government engaging a number of foreign missions?
Well, at the moment, the much that we know is, of course, what is coming on the mainstream, news media, and the fact that there's quite a lot of them that are from, foreign countries like Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and Malawi. So we don't have much information, particularly about that as yet, because it is something that is quite new, and we have not had any people particularly, alerting us to that.
And in an incident such as this one, where foreign nationals are involved, how do you assist the families?
Well, ordinarily, what we'll do is obviously to engage, with the governments that are concerned, like the consulates, and ensure that, in as far as is possible, they can also assist. Rather, that they can access every form of assistance that they may get from, the government's concerned in cases, for example, where you've got people that have passed on, where documentation, needs to be processed for them to go, to the various countries where they come from. And of course, unfortunately, there are some instances where we have to intervene because the kind of assistance that they are getting on the ground is not really as forthcoming because of their nationality. You will remember what we saw in the Johannesburg, Usindiso incident. Were unwilling to come forth because they felt that they were going to be victimized, was not going to be treated ordinarily as an issue that was the catastrophe that it was, but that they would be targeted for being foreign nationals.
There have previously been concerns about companies hiring illegal migrants for cheap labor, I say in inverted commas, as the minister has also made reference. What do you make of this, and how do you suggest we address this, even for the protection of the migrants themselves?
Well, look, I know I'll refer you to the vulnerable workers, task team that was established by COSAT working with, the Department of Labor in as far back as 2014, which targeted specifically dealing with issues that looked at the exploitation of, vulnerable workers. And migrants were actually, established to be one group of people that are very vulnerable. Now, if you look at that particular incident, you'll notice that the Labour Relations Act, for example, and has and particularly made reference to the interest of employees or laborers that are working and who are seen not to have documentation that for a long time had been exploited to the extent that when they're supposed to get paid, some of the employers would just to the authorities as undocumented, because then they would run away or be arrested and end up being deported without getting paid. So this has been resolved. That ensures that if one employed people that are not documented, they would still be entitled to their salaries, even if they would have to be deported for violating the immigration laws. So in this particular instance, there is a problem indeed there where a lot of some of these people, especially foreign nationals, are employed without documentation. But we discourage this because their labor rights are not really fully protected, and that creates tensions that are necessary, with local people. So it is an issue that is of great concern, but we believe that the department has taken great strides in trying to address that.
All right, Vusumuzi Sibanda is the chair of Africa Diaspora Global Network. Thank you so much for your time. We'll continue to keep our eyes and ears on the ground as the investigations continue, led by the South African Police Service.